Let's get ready to rumble.
All right, as promised, here we are with our top 10 center prediction for the 2024-25 NBA season. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe, leave a comment to let us know you're watching, put a little basketball emoji down there. But let's get right into it. Let's list off what we think are going to be the top 10 centers in the NBA next year. I really do hope this is going to be a unanimous number one option here, but I got Jesus Christ. Okay, I have Nikola Jokic as my prediction for number one next year.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. I got him, too.
Who did you think it was going to be?
Starting, you're going to pick Embiid.
Oh, no. I am a huge Embiid fan. But
Well, that's why I had Joel. So
that's not what crazy take. I'll tell you that.
I mean, they are interchangeable, I think.
Yeah, I think they
to
are
a degree.
interchangeable. I just think Jokic has, consistently always had better seasons.
so Joel's two then. We're gonna just
So Nikola
Yeah, but
Jokic is going to be
I
our
could say
number
that.
one, and I think unanimously we can decide that Embiid is going to be our number two. I think that's probably
And
going to be the case for another year or two, maybe even three.
It's also a matter of circumstance. There is a new addition to Embiid's team, and he is a high-volume shooter.
Yep.
Actually, I don't know if 3 years is possible. I think in 3 years, these two will definitely be given some competition for best center.
If they're not, that's
Yeah, by number
surprising.
three,
They would
right?
have had to.
Yeah, if they're not, that would be
Develop.
crazy. Yeah.
Well, I
But
think
we'll get
number-
to it when we get to it. I'll let Tyler, you go first. Who's going to be your number three prediction for best center? Let's see what it sounds like.
Originally, I had AD. I'm going to go with Wemby.
Yeah, Victor.
I also have Victor.
Look
Wow.
at us.
This is a very short video, isn't it?
I have a feeling our four is going to be the same, too.
Ooh, I don't know.
We'll see.
It's possible, but we'll see. All right, so our number three slot here, another unanimous vote. Victor Wembanyama is going to be our third best center prediction for next year. I'm going to be honest, he has all the ability to surprise us and really take that number two or number one spot. If he really goes crazy, he really can.
If he
really
somehow
can.
continues to manage 4 blocks a game, and he's like a 27-point-per-game scorer, yeah.
Yeah, he really can. I'm not putting past him at
I
all.
saw him in the Olympics, and it was
Hey, let us know in the
Disgusting.
comment section if y'all think Wemby can be a top two center in the league next year.
It's good.
All right, my number four, who I think I just went first, didn't I?
Yeah. So
Who
here
you guys
comes
got?
The crazy tape.
Oh, Lord.
Christoph Porzingis, number 4.
You're sick.
Oh, my
You're
God.
sick.
Jesus
You're so
Christ,
sick,
bro.
bro.
Porzingis barely got on my list.
Yeah, I got Bam.
I mean,
I can
Carl's
be
gone, so Bam would have to be my next one, and I wouldn't argue the Bam take because Bam is a good. He's a point center, literally. I'm not going to sit here and argue. I just like Christoph because of the fit. He also fits in like seamless. Like he literally takes 11 shots a game. He's averaging 18. He's still averaging his 2 blocks.
I genuinely don't understand your logic with these lists. I
That can't be
genuinely
better than
don't.
Bam, though, if
I
he's
mean,
averaging 18.
I don't think the Heat are going to have a good season next year.
But
so
Bam, I think is.
that
I don't think there's
it's
ever
hard to
gonna.
have a good season when your team's not winning games.
I don't think you'll ever gonna have a bad season with the Heat. I think they're just consistently always gonna be a top.
Well, they're not going to be a
I don't
playoff
think
team.
Zion's
Not a
gonna
top
have,
team,
I
but
don't
I-
think the Pelicans are going to do good next season.
I think they're going to be a playoff team or a playing team. I don't think the Heat are going to. I think the Heat at best are a playing team this year.
Which they have been, and Bam has been an elite center every time.
I'm not arguing. I will take Bam over Kristoff. He's right up.
As we mentioned off camera, when we hear wild takes, we're gonna argue them because I don't
I got a
understand
lot of them.
I don't understand the logic of your list. Like, how are you deciding that Kristaps will be a better player than Bam?
I mean, honestly, that center one I rushed to let's be the human
So
error
you
on
forgot
that one.
about Bam.
No, yeah, I forgot about Bam, and I already had Chris at 4. That's why I'm not arguing it. I obviously know Bam is.
So
better
you
player.
believe that Bam will be
Yeah,
a better
yeah,
player?
Bam.
Okay,
I
thank
just- I'm
goodness.
gonna stand on
As
what
long
I
as we can get there.
put
See,
on
I
my
love it.
notes.
I love it.
Yeah, 'cause all defensive player, like defensive player of the year voting, he's been the top 5.
So this is the crazy part, though.
5
Even though I'm
years.
trying to convince him to choose Bam over Kristaps, I actually have Sabonis.
Wow.
What the?
I do. However, I agree. Bam is better.
Sabonis is not
Yeah.
on my list.
I have Sabonis, just not yet.
Wait, no. What? There's no way.
I think I might have looked over.
Okay,
Chris.
thank
Yeah, I was gonna
goodness.
say.
There's no way. There's no way you don't put him somewhere. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say you were supposed to put him in your power forward. That's what I thought you were gonna
So
say.
the thing is, remember when I was talking about Rudy. I was making my list, I was like, Rudy might not even be on my list.
Yeah.
That's why Rudy wasn't supposed to be on my list.
Oh, Rudy's on my list. I give respect where
before
respect.
10.
I'll take Chris Paul over Rudy, but we'll
I
talk about that later.
I can be convinced, but that's fine. That's later in the list anyway. I originally had Sabonis, but I think I can agree Bam is better. I'm not entirely sure what my logic was, honestly, when I made the list. I really don't know. I don't agree with myself.
Because also the next pick
Yeah.
for me, Sabonis wouldn't be over either.
Well, I guess we'll get there. I don't think there's anybody else on my list that Sabonis would not. But Bam Adebayo is going to be our number 4 prediction, and we'll call it unanimous because I changed my mind. So we call it unanimous. Bam Adebayo, 4th best center in the NBA next year. And in our 5th spot, who's going here? Who wants to give their first take?
I'll take it.
Go ahead. Chet. I can understand. I don't agree, but I can understand. You want to go next? I would definitely want to hear your take.
Stop laughing, please, God. What do you have right here?
It's not on my list. If it's gonna be by because Carl Anthony's a power forward, it's gonna have to be Kristoff just off picking him before this guy. But I got Şengün. I think Şengün can make a really, really big step this next year. And I like Şengün, and I also like the fact that he's coming back from. They're just coming back with the same coach, and they're going to be a lot better defensively, I think, this year. And also, I think, like I said, 3 lists ago when I had Jalen Green on my list, I just feel like those 2 players are going to be making huge jumps this year. And they give me that, that kind of like that Gordon, Nikolai Djokovic feel. So that's why I pick Şengün.
My list is, as I'm reading it, I'm changing it in my head. So
I did forget Şengün on mine.
I don't want to put this person next. I am also wanting to vote for Şengün at number 5.
I had a good take!
Şengün over Chet and Sabonis, yes.
So
I
want you to remember this. Chet is a better defender, scored the same amount of shots as a third option.
I'm looking from a role perspective.
Better shooter, better rebounder, better defender, better blocker, better scorer. The only thing
I don't
Şengün has on
think
his
I don't think
passing-
he's a better scorer. I don't agree.
I
with
I
that.
think absolutely.
I don't think he's
I
a
don't
better.
even think he's a better rebounder.
I think he can be. I don't think you can guarantee that he's a better scorer currently. I think in their current state, that Şengün can get a bucket better than Chet can.
And I think
You
Şengün's a
think
better rebounder.
Şengün is better than Sabonis?
I think he will be. Not currently as the season ended, but I think next season
You have to
I'm
bet
very
on that
high.
next season. You would make that bet?
I would bet that Şengün will have
Gun
a
to your
better.
head?
Yeah. Yes, I would bet that Şengün is a better. I don't think this season that just passed he was. I believe that next season he'll make the jump that will put him over Sabonis, which I have been predicting for
He's
a
a
while now.
triple-double machine on the way.
I love Şengün. I talk very highly about him often. Like you could see in our group chat and stuff. We talked about him last year. I just don't have him that high.
I think Şengün has Nikola Jokic potential. I
I don't
genuinely
think he is
believe
because
that.
I think he has
the issue with
more
Şengün
of
that you have to watch. He's not a finesse player. He's not a shooter. He doesn't have those skills. He's a very good pass out of the post playmaker, and that's it.
I
The
think he
difference
can
with-
develop that stuff. He's still young. Like Jokic didn't look like some phenomenal shooter when he was coming up in the league.
But he
He
did,
developed
though.
that shot. He did not look like a phenomenal shooter. He could knock down shots, but he never looked like some phenomenal shooter. You look like, oh my god, you got to stop him out there. You know what I mean? Like now you're looking at him like you got to stop him out there, and he still doesn't always average
Bro,
phenomenal numbers.
Jokic's first seasons, he was already a noticeably better shooter by far than Şengün. Like I'm talking, he averaged 40 points, 40% within his first 3 seasons.
Oh well, I guess I
Şengün's
didn't
not
know
even
that.
close to that.
But either way, I still do think Şengün has Jokic potential. I'm not saying he's going to be an identical player to Jokic. I don't think that's
It can't
possible.
be. They're not even built the same.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I'm
Yeah.
saying the impact that he brings to the table can be equivalent to Jokic's impact.
And I think he's a better
I like their
defender
play.
than Jokic too.
I like their playmaking ability. He's also a more
kinda
athletic
washed.
player than Jokic is. I like that post up. I love him in the mid range post situations. He does a lot of the things that Sabonis does, and I think he can do them better eventually. Because Sabonis is reaching the point where we can arguably say he's got to his peak.
Plateau.
I don't think Sabonis
do you-
has a lot of room. I think Şengün's not
Do you
anywhere
know what
near his peak.
Sabonis' peak is then? It's a 19, 13, and 8 player.
Yeah, and I think Şengün hasn't even reached his peak, and his numbers are very comparable.
They're not though.
Yes, they are. He's a very good rebounder. I'm not saying he's. My thing isn't that he's doing the same exact thing, but his impact is very similar to what
Similar, yeah.
Sabonis can do.
But it's not enough for me
Sabonis,
to-
and I did already say Sabonis was a better player, but I'm saying going forward, I don't think Sabonis is going to get much better.
But I don't-
I think Şengün has 2 more seasons of continuing to get better.
I agree, and I think within 2 seasons he'll be better than Sabonis. I don't think he is right now.
No, I'm
And,
saying-
like going into this season, by the end of it, I don't think this is the season he's better.
No, I'm saying that he will get better this season coming up, and then get better again the season after.
And that's
if he
the
gets
second
better this
season where he
season,
gets
I
better
think he's
than-
already better than Sabonis.
No, I don't think so.
I think he's right
But,
there.
I mean,
neck
this
and
is-
neck with Sabonis.
You guys agree?
I think Sabonis is better currently, but my prediction is that Şengün will appear to be a better player this season coming up.
He's definitely not better than Sabonis. He's not comparable to Sabonis yet. Like
I've said that. I've said that.
no, I'm saying for what he said. 13 rebounds is a big difference. You got to remember, Sengun only averaged 9.
Yeah.
8 assists compared to 5. He was a better 3-point shooter.
But I'm
in
looking
every
at it from a
aspect.
progression perspective. If he's averaging now 9 now, there's nothing stopping him from averaging 10 or 11 next year, maybe 12, 13 the year after. So I think he doesn't have to average 13 to be better than
It's not just
Sabonis.
that; it's also the defense. I think Sabonis is actually a pretty good defensive center, above average, I would say. And I don't think Sengun is there.
I don't agree at all. I don't think Sengun is a good defender either, or like above average defender. But I don't think Sabonis is an above average defender either.
You guys
I
pick Sengun for the 5th best center next season?
Yes, sir.
Is that where we're at? 5? All right, so Sengun it is. Sengun is going to be our number 5 best player or center in the NBA prediction. Then we got number 6. I have my best available would be Sabonis at this point.
Mine would be Chet.
I can be convinced on Chet just a little bit.
My list kind of breaks after this, so it's going to be off the dome now. I would say if it's going to be between Chet and Sabonis, I'm going to go Chet. I think Chet's going to have a big season this next year. He's also going to be a pivotal part of that anchor on defense. And last thing, I think he's going to add something to his game that's going to make him a little better. I don't know if it's going to be like a mid-range turnaround jump shot, but
He's got that.
he's going to definitely – he's been working out with KD, and that's a mutant in itself. So I just expect a lot from Chet this next season. So I'm going to go with Chet.
Yeah, I can be convinced that Chet is better. I don't have any problem with that. One thing I will say, though, is I do believe that in some instances, a lot of people are over-predicting Chet because we are not considering how everybody else's role on the team will impact how he can develop, which I think is a big factor. I think a lot of us are overlooking that. Like, I think with somebody like Jalen Williams, who's continuing to prosper and who knows what he's going to continue to flourish into, with somebody like Shea, who's going to have the ball in his hands a lot more, which is a whole debate we had for the point guard list, right? I think we're over predicting what Chet is going to evolve into, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't put him high enough on my list. But if it all goes according to plan, then yes, I believe Chet would be a better player.
Yeah, I don't think anything crazy, Chet. I think next season is like an 18-10 season for him with good shooting, but defense is where I think his value really
Yeah,
comes from,
big time.
not just offense.
Yeah,
I had him at number 5.
Especially when he's going to be able to get put in a position where he's going to – because he can guard 5-1. I think so. I think he has.
I don't think he can guard one yet.
Not one like consistently, but I think if he got switched up on the island with Curry for 2 possessions again, I think it'll hold his own. Putting him at a power forward is going to be really nice because he's not a bad passer and he's not a bad decision maker or playmaker. So I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I can accept Chet. I don't have any problem with that. Plus, I do think Sabonis has reached the point where this is the peak of what we're expecting out of him, which is still a great peak. He's a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't get any better than what he is now, then it's difficult to say
He's better.
he's better than Chet. Or will be. I think, yes, he was this season that just passed. I would argue that Sabonis was just a better player just because of how many
Sabonis,
things he brings to the
absolutely.
table. But I think Chet will just bring so many more things. So I can understand it. I can agree with it. So that is what, 7? 6?
I think we could.
DeMontis
Sabonis?
Sabonis at, I'm sorry, no, Chet Holmgren at number 6 for our predictions for top 10 centers. And I guess we just decided on the side here
My bad.
that Sabonis is going to be our number 7
For sure.
prediction for top 10 centers, which I can get on board with. Tyler, give us your number 8.
Kristaps.
Wow.
Interesting.
Man,
Crazy because the player that I'm about to name is somebody who I usually talk very negatively of.
I got Miles Turner.
I also have Miles Turner, who
Wait,
I
no, you have Kristaps. You haven't
I
said
do,
Kristaps
but I
yet.
mean, he's lost in translation.
What?
And I mean, I can still pick him if you want me to.
you were supposed
was
to
your
pick your
best
best
player, right?
available player.
Yeah, Kristoff. Sorry.
I have Miles Turner.
Sorry.
I mean, I really don't care. So I guess, yeah, Porzingis. I don't care to argue for Porzingis, so he's a Celtics. So
Originally,
Porzingis is- yeah.
8, I had Sengun, and next I have Turner. So, I mean,
well, Sengun, we already picked him, right?
I know,
Okay. I'm
unfortunately.
about to say 8. 8 is actually pretty crazy. So you have Sengun under Porzingis?
Yes.
Golly, man.
But so did I.
I have
Sengun-
Sengun under Sabonis, under Chet.
Sengun's already on the list, so I guess I have no point in arguing it now, but that's actually pretty wild to me. So we're going with the unanimous here, or not unanimous, but majority vote was Porzingis at number 8. So Kristaps Porzingis, our number 8 prediction for best center in the NBA. Number 9, What do you guys have?
Turner.
No, Miles Turner will be my best available player, so we agree. Miles Turner for number 9 as our prediction for top 10 centers in the NBA.
Real quick, Nas. The drop off really isn't that drop off-ish.
Definitely is.
It is, but you guys didn't vote the same way I did. That's
But
why
we
it
were
doesn't
talking
look
about
like that.
drop off in the power forward list, not this list.
No,
we said after
we
top
said in the
three.
center too. Like after the 5th one, it's actually not bad. It's not like our other list where the quality goes down by like levels. Like these qualities aren't. It isn't like.
No, I think Chet's
I
the
think it
only
drops
one.
off after 3.
I think Chet's the only one that really gives anybody competition here after top 5. I think everybody else is like borderline. Like I don't even know how to.
It's a deep center, but center's deep.
Deep center, but the skill to top 3 is much higher than anywhere compared to
When
the
I say
bottom.
deep, I'm talking about the cream of the crop centers. I'm not talking about every center in NBA. I'm talking about like it's a pretty stacked position.
I think all of the top 5 players. I think a lot of the players after the top 5 on other lists could guarantee themselves a top 35 spot in the NBA. I think after 5 here, a lot of these guys are left out of top 35.
I think Bam's in it. I think Carl's
Bam
in it.
was over 5, was 5
Okay.
or 4 or something like that.
I think Shane Bloom could be in there. Oh, let's not do this. This isn't about that. My bad.
What did we just say that? Turner for
Turner
9?
at 9.
Miles Turner is going to be our prediction for number 9. And last but not least, my number 10 here, based on best available, would be Rudy Gobert.
Mine as well.
And it was Jared Allen for me because he was number 9, but I can be okay with Rudy. They're damn near the same player. So
Well, not entirely sure I always say that, but
No, I don't.
wait, what do you mean they're the same player?
Jared
Allen
Allen has
is
some
a
scoring
6'9"
ability.
center that is a scorer.
I thought he was
That is
7 foot.
No, he is 6'9".
He's 6'9".
He is 6'9".
I need to see this. Let me see.
Yeah, I've never seen that listed anywhere, but
Yeah, me neither. I have him as he's a 7 footer.
I think you're thinking of somebody else.
I promise you. No, this is his B-Ref. Jared.
So now all of a sudden we're not going to use BB Ref for stuff?
No, watch. I'll show you. I promise you, it's been updated. He's a 6'9" center now.
Wow,
You could see him stand next to Evan Mobley, and he is noticeably shorter than him.
wow, that takes a lot of value. Yeah, Rudy, number 10.
Right there. Evan
They're
Mobley's
not the same
6'11".
player. They're
Well,
not
this
the same
wasn't going to
player.
impact my decision. I still had him at
It just impacted mine.
number 10.
He does everything Rudy does, just on a lower level.
No, he's not even close to the defender that Rudy is.
Yeah, he is a good defender, though.
Yeah, he's a great defender.
But that's how
He's their
good.
anchor.
Yeah,
That's
but
how good of a
I
defender
agree.
that
He's
Rudy
definitely
is.
not close to Rudy. Rudy's a 4-time defensive player of the
Allen's
year.
not their anchor. They have 2 anchors.
And even if you don't agree with all 4, you have to agree with at least 2 of them. You know what I mean? I hope people agree with at least 2 of his awards. But all right, that's our top 10 list. We appreciate you guys for sticking through that. There was a lot of random off-topicness there, but we got through it. That is our top 10 for centers. If you want to tune in for our other top 10 list, make sure you watch our podcast episode. Make sure you scroll through our YouTube page. We gave our top 10 for every single position: point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. Doesn't matter if you think it's position in basketball or not. We did it. We appreciate you guys for sticking through. Don't forget, subscribe, leave a comment, share with all your friends and family.
And hit the bell.
Shout
the
out.
Hit the bell.
Turn on the notifications because we're going to have a lot more lists coming.
Let's get ready to roll.
Season 2's on the way.
All right, y'all. We're heading out.